If you've been wanting to try wet felting but are a little nervous about getting started, this fast project is your key. We're going to make a one-of-a-kind, beautiful, artful piece of fabric that you can use in some great projects, and we're going to get you started with just a few supplies. We're going to use prefelt, some embellishment fibers like hankies, bamboo, luster fibers, any little knickknacks. We have some great little starter sets and merino top. You'll want a towel, a bubble wrap, a couple of pieces of plastic, and some mesh. Our wet felting starter kit is great for what I call a single station. That's all we're using today. Just one grab and you'll have all of these things. And then you'll add your little hand towels, a bowl of water. Room temperature water is fine. It doesn't need to be hot. And while we're working, I'll kerplunk my soap in there. Now we do have this lovely olive oil soap that we import from France. That's optional. The ball broth and a kitchen sponge, which I think is required. Your hands are going to be the primary agitator, but you can grab a dowel or a closet pole, and the palm washboard is optional. We cut our prefelt and we're going to be laying our fiber out on this base. So think of that prefelt as your initial base layer, and now we're adding some rich color with little thin wisps. For this project, we're laying it out in a patchwork fashion. Notice that my pull off edge generally tends to be towards the edge, and this is going to help keep it nice and even. And really all we're doing is just a little crisscross layer. Normally you might think that you lay out one whole layer in one direction and then the next layer in another direction, but because I'm doing a patchwork, I'm doing each color in a crisscross one at a time. So it's very thin, but press all of the air out, and now right away we can get in with our embellishments. This is a nice space-dyed bamboo top. It's variegated. I like to spread these things out and now mix up the direction of whatever I'm working with and actually cover up those little patchwork joins. So it's going to look like a beautiful abstract. It won't look like little squares and hard lines. Have fun playing with this. We have some little wet felting activity packs or specialty designer packs, which have a lot more in them. But even you could get an activity pack in one of our charm packs and have a bunch of fibers to play with right away. This is a hanky you just saw me cut. It's almost impossible to rip it in half. A lot of tension and strength there. And this is a great way to experiment with different fibers and see how they behave once they're wet felted. The key here is all of these fibers I'm laying on top are not felting fibers, but the wool underneath will migrate and grab onto them. So when we're making a wet felt, we're actually causing the fibers to entangle, and they have one-way barbs on them that grab onto each other. Even though these embellishment fibers, luster, whatever we like to call them on top, don't have the same scales, because those wool fibers travel in all directions, they will grab onto these fibers. And when it comes together, it's just so beautiful. So this is a very fun decorating process. And once you have a good layer on there and you're happy, it's time to wet out. I do like to dissolve my soap in the water and usually do that while I'm laying out. The mesh goes on top just during the wet out process, and the ball brush helps us distribute water without messing up our design. I use a sponge to add water and soap to the project and press out air at the same time. You want to be uniform about this, and it's easy when the piece is small. Good practice for as your pieces get larger. And right now I wasn't even really agitating. We're just pressing the soap and the water all the way through because the project does need to be wet throughout, but you don't want it sitting in a puddle. So take up any extra water so that water's not puddling. The second piece of plastic becomes our protector and a barrier for our hands. We add soap and water to the top so that we can rub and agitate without disturbing the fibers. You got to have this top wet and soapy or else your hands won't glide across. A quick demonstration here with the palm washboard. We used to carry this, now you can buy it direct. It's good for people with limitations of hands and just to make the project go faster actually. I like to roll the project, and after rubbing it and making sure it's wet and soapy throughout, we're going to use a dowel or a closet pole to roll the project up. You're going to put that pole right on the edge and roll up from the bubble wrap up so that it's tight but not strangling, not warping. And we're going to do this rock and roll process here. You're going to go 100 times from each edge, top and bottom. Quick screen grab there for you. And I've demonstrated this a number of times. It's just a rock and roll, and I give it a quarter turn on its axis after each 25 so that a different part of the project is laying down flat on the bubble wrap. You want to treat your project evenly, top and bottom, all 4 edges from both of those sides, and that's going to help control and make the shrinkage more uniform. We progress to having less and less barriers as the project starts to firm up, and you're going to feel it. You're going to notice how that feels. So we're starting to get a nice soft felt here. I can handle it. I can tug it. It has some integrity, so that's fantastic. And now we're in the fulling stage where we're further shrinking the fibers and just causing the fabric to get more dense. You're going to feel it really firming up in your hands at this point, and you're going to be able to tell a difference. You're going to want to compare or look at your fiber, and I'm giving you 2 side-by-side examples here of a piece that was fulled and a piece that was not. The piece that was not fulled, meaning we stopped a little too early, you can feel the difference between the layers. You can feel that the fibers are a little loose and can be pulled away from the base fabric. If you're not sure, I always encourage people just to let a piece sit overnight, because the next day when it dries, even before you've rinsed the soap out, is a big reveal. So to full, what we're doing is, like in this case, it's a spot fulling, and I'm focusing on one little area, just shrinking one little area to control the uniformity. And a quick glance here at a piece that was fulled and a piece that was not, and they were allowed to sit overnight. See how loose this fiber is, and it isn't embedded, or it isn't like intertwined with the fibers below, and see how I can pull these apart? We don't want that. It's not finished. So keep felting your piece. If you're not sure, let it sit overnight and evaluate, because you want all of those fibers integrated, laying down, such that you could actually rub them and they're not shifting under your touch. You don't feel like you have multiple layers. You feel like you have one piece of fabric and you can't pull it apart. That is your target. So when you feel like you've reached that stage, we do what's called a vinegar rinse. I just put a couple of tablespoons of vinegar in a bowl of water and let this piece soak submerged for at least 15 minutes. That's after rinsing all the soap out. Sorry, I didn't show that part, but rinse the soap out and then soak it in your vinegar bath for 15 minutes while you clean up, and you can steam press when you're finished. If you're worried about ruining the sheen of any of your silky fibers, just iron from the back and look at this gorgeous piece. We're going to have some videos for you that you can use to see how to use this fabric. And there's lots of fun projects in our playlist for working with your wet felt fabric. If you want to make even more, we do have other videos for this same process. I'm trying to remember what we use this little fabric for something. We like to cut it up and use it in other things. And so if you want to go even further and have a bit more fun with texture and sheen, check out this video for wet felting our rainbow fabric. And we have a fun project coming out to add to our playlist that you can use this wet felted fabric on. So lots of fun to have, y'all.